Long before borders existed and names were given, the Earth was already creating landscapes that challenge reason and belief. Across the globe, there are places shaped by forces so extreme they appear almost unreal, as if the planet pushed beyond its own limits. Time, pressure, heat, and erosion worked in silence for millions of years to form these environments. Oceans became mountains, deserts captured motion, and stone twisted into unfamiliar forms. In these places, distance feels distorted, and scale becomes difficult to understand. This is impossible nature, a journey into locations that should not exist, yet stand undeniably real. Hidden within the remote desert of northern Arizona, the wave was formed nearly 190 million years ago during the early Jurassic period. At that time, this region was covered by vast sand dunes shaped continuously by powerful desert winds. Over millions of years, layers of sand hardened into sandstone, while erosion sculpted the smooth, flowing curves seen today. The red and orange bands come from iron oxide minerals preserved inside the rock layers. What appears fluid and soft is actually stone, recording the movement of an ancient desert. The wave sits inside Coyote Butte's North, a protected area managed by the Bureau of Land Management. In 1996, daily visitor limits were introduced after increasing foot traffic caused visible damage to the surface. Today, access is restricted through a permit lottery that allows only a small number of hikers each day. There are no marked trails, forcing visitors to rely on navigation skills and careful planning. This isolation preserves both the landscape and the feeling of discovering something that should not exist. Salar de Uyuni. Stretching across southwestern Bolivia, Salar de Uyuni is the largest salt flat on Earth, covering more than 4,000 square miles. It was formed after ancient lakes evaporated around 30,000 to 40,000 years ago, leaving behind a thick crust of salt. The surface is so flat that it is used by scientists to calibrate satellites orbiting Earth. During the dry season, the ground cracks into endless hexagonal patterns of blinding white. The scale is so vast that the horizon appears to dissolve. In the rainy season, a thin layer of water transforms the salt flat into a perfect mirror. Sky and ground merge into a single reflection, erasing the line between Earth and atmosphere. This phenomenon has made Salar de Uyuni one of the most photographed natural sights in the world. Beneath the crust lies one of the planet's largest reserves of lithium, now vital to modern technology. Here, Ancient geology and future industry collide in a place that feels unreal. Antelope Canyon. Antelope Canyon was carved over thousands of years by flash floods, cutting through Navajo sandstone in northern Arizona. Water rushing through narrow cracks slowly widened the passageways, sculpting smooth walls that twist and fold like fabric. The canyon's flowing shapes are the result of erosion rather than tectonic force. Light enters from above, in narrow beams, shifting constantly with the movement of the sun. Each moment inside the canyon looks different from the last. The canyon lies on Navajo land and has long been known as Tsi Bighanilini, meaning the place where water runs through rocks. For generations, it served as both shelter and spiritual space for the Navajo people. In the late 20th century, photography brought global attention to its surreal beauty. Today, access is carefully managed by Navajo guides due to the danger of sudden flooding. Antelope Canyon remains a reminder of how water can quietly carve impossible beauty. Mount Everest. Mount Everest rises to 29,000 feet, making it the highest point on Earth above sea level. It formed around 60 million years ago when the Indian tectonic plate collided with Eurasia. This slow but powerful impact forced ancient seabed rock upward into the sky. Despite its massive size, the mountain continues to grow by several millimeters each year. Its presence reshaped not only geography, but climate across Asia. The mountain was first successfully climbed in 1953 by Edmund Hillary and Tenzing Norgay. Since then, thousands have attempted to reach its summit, facing extreme cold and thin air. Temperatures can drop below 60 degrees Celsius, while oxygen levels fall to a third of what humans need to survive. Avalanches, storms, and altitude sickness claim lives each year. Everest stands as proof that some places test the limits of human ambition. Grand Canyon. The Grand Canyon stretches for 277 miles across northern Arizona, carved by the Colorado River over 5 to 6 million years. Its layered walls expose nearly 2 billion years of Earth's geological history. Each color band marks a different era of ancient oceans, deserts, and volcanic activity. The canyon reaches depths of over 6,000 feet, creating immense scale and shadow. From the rim, the landscape appears endless and overwhelming. Indigenous peoples lived in and around the canyon for thousands of years before it was named by European explorers in 1540. In 1919, it became a national park, ensuring its preservation for future generations. Weather continues to shape its cliffs through erosion and rockfall. Temperatures at the river can differ drastically from those at the rim above. The Grand Canyon endures as one of Earth's most powerful examples of time made visible. Victoria Falls. Victoria Falls thunders along the Zambezi River on the border between Zambia and Zimbabwe. It spans more than 5,600 feet wide and drops over 350 feet, creating one of the largest curtains of falling water on Earth. The falls were formed by volcanic basalt fractures that gradually widened through erosion. During peak flow, millions of gallons of water plunge every minute into a narrow gorge. The rising mist can be seen from more than 30 miles away. Local communities have long known the falls as Mosi Oatunya, meaning the smoke that thunders. In 1855, explorer David Livingstone became the first European to document the site. Seasonal floods dramatically change its appearance throughout the year. Rainbows frequently form within the mist under clear skies. The raw power here makes the landscape feel alive and untamed. Great Blue Hole. The Great Blue Hole lies off the coast of Belize, perfectly circular and over 400 feet deep. It formed during the last ice age, when sea levels were much lower. Limestone caves collapsed and later flooded as the ocean rose. From above, the dark blue center contrasts sharply with the surrounding turquoise reef. The formation appears almost artificial in its symmetry. In 1971, Jacques Cousteau helped bring global attention to the Great Blue Hole through underwater exploration. Divers descending into its depths encounter massive stalactites formed thousands of years ago. Light fades quickly, revealing an eerie underwater world. The hole is part of the Belize Barrier Reef System, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Its silent depths feel like a gateway to another realm. Zhangjiajie National Forest Park. Zhangjiajie National Forest Park rises in central China with towering sandstone pillars that seem to float above the forest. These formations were sculpted over 300 million years by erosion and tectonic uplift. Dense vegetation clings to sheer cliffs, adding to the illusion of suspended mountains. Fog frequently drifts between the pillars, hiding their bases from view. The result is a landscape that appears detached from Earth. The park gained international fame after inspiring the floating mountains in the film Avatar, released in 2009. Glass bridges and cliffside paths now allow visitors to walk among the peaks. Despite modern access, the terrain remains dramatic and disorienting. Wind and water continue shaping the columns every day. Zhangjiajie feels like a vision, pulled from myth rather than geology. Pamukkale. Pamukkale rises from the plains of southwestern Turkey as a cascade of white mineral terraces. Hot springs rich in calcium carbonate have flowed here for thousands of years. As the water cools, it deposits minerals that harden into smooth travertine pools. The terraces glow white under sunlight, resembling frozen waterfalls. From a distance, the formation looks unreal against the surrounding hills. The site has been used since at least the 2nd century BC, when the ancient city of Hierapolis was built nearby. Romans bathed in the warm pools, believing the waters had healing powers. Today, visitor access is carefully managed to protect the delicate surfaces. Water flow is controlled to prevent discoloration and erosion. Pamukkale remains a striking fusion of nature and ancient human use. Socotra Island. Socotra Island sits isolated in the Arabian Sea, separated from mainland Africa for over 20 million years. This long isolation allowed unique plant species to evolve nowhere else on Earth. Nearly a third of its plant life is found only on the island. The most famous is the dragonblood tree, with its umbrella-shaped canopy. The landscape feels alien and untouched by time. For centuries, sailors and traders stopped at Socotra for its medicinal resins and strategic location. In 2008, it was designated a UNESCO World Heritage Site due to its biodiversity. The island's harsh climate-shaped resilient life forms adapted to drought and wind. Modern development remains limited, preserving its fragile ecosystems. Socotra stands as one of Earth's most biologically improbable places. Halong Bay. Halong Bay stretches across the Gulf of Tonkin in northern Vietnam, dotted with more than 2,600 limestone islands. These towering casts were formed over 500 million years through erosion and rising sea levels. Sheer cliffs rise straight from emerald waters, creating a maze of stone and sea. Many islands contain hidden caves carved by ancient tides. The scale feels endless, as if the land shattered and sank into the ocean. The bay has been inhabited for thousands of years by fishing communities living on floating villages. In 1994, Halong Bay was designated a UNESCO World Heritage Site for its geological significance. Myths tell of dragons descending to protect the land, shaping the islands with their tails. Calm waters contrast sharply with the dramatic cliffs above. The bay feels like a legend made physical. Perito Moreno Glacier. Perito Moreno Glacier flows through Patagonia as one of the few advancing glaciers on Earth. It spans over 97 square miles and rises nearly 240 feet above the waterline. The ice formed thousands of years ago from compressed snowfall in the Andes. Deep blue cracks fracture its surface as pressure builds within. The glacier creaks and groans like something alive. Massive ice chunks regularly collapse into Lake Argentino in thunderous events. These calving moments draw visitors from around the world. In 1981, the glacier became part of Los Glaciares National Park. Unlike many glaciers, it remains in balance due to unique climate conditions. Watching it move reveals time operating on a scale humans rarely witness. Mount Fuji. Mount Fuji rises in near-perfect symmetry to 12,088 feet above central Japan. It is an active stratovolcano formed through multiple eruptions over 100,000 years. The last eruption occurred in 1707, covering nearby regions in ash. Its smooth slope conceals immense geological power beneath. The mountain dominates the surrounding landscape with quiet authority. For centuries, Fuji has been sacred in Japanese culture and spirituality. Pilgrims began climbing it as early as the 7th century as an act of devotion. In 2013, it was designated a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Seasonal snow transforms its appearance throughout the year. Fuji stands as a balance between beauty and latent destruction. Torres del Paine. Torres del Paine rises from southern Chile as a fortress of granite peaks and glacial valleys. The towers were shaped by magma intrusion around 12 million years ago. Erosion stripped away surrounding rock, exposing sheer vertical walls. Winds here are among the strongest on Earth, shaping clouds and landscapes alike. The terrain shifts rapidly between ice, grassland, and stone. The park was established in 1959 to protect its fragile ecosystems. Glaciers feed turquoise lakes that reflect the jagged peaks above. Weather can change within minutes, adding unpredictability to every journey. Wildlife thrives in this harsh environment, from guanacos to condors. Torres del Paine feels raw, remote, and uncompromising. Banff National Park. Banff National Park lies in the heart of the Canadian Rockies, shaped by ancient glaciers. Towering peaks, alpine lakes, and deep valleys define its dramatic terrain. The region was formed over 200 million years through tectonic uplift and erosion. Ice fields still carve the mountains today. The landscape feels both immense and precise. Established in 1885, Banff became Canada's first national park. Iconic lakes like Louise and Moreno reflect the surrounding peaks with surreal clarity. Wildlife moves freely through valleys shaped by ice and time. Despite modern access, vast areas remain untouched wilderness. Banff stands as a reminder of nature's ability to sculpt on a continental scale. Plitvice Lakes National Park. Plitvice Lakes National Park unfolds across central Croatia as a chain of terraced lakes and waterfalls. The system formed over thousands of years through natural limestone barriers called travertine. Minerals deposited by flowing water slowly created dams that reshaped the landscape. 16 main lakes cascade into one another in shades of turquoise and deep blue. The scenery feels constantly in motion, yet perfectly balanced. The area was declared a national park in 1949, making it the oldest in Southeast Europe. In 1979, it gained UNESCO World Heritage status for its unique hydrology. Wooden walkways now allow visitors to cross directly over flowing water. Seasonal changes dramatically alter the park's appearance throughout the year. Plitvice feels like a living system, rebuilding itself day by day. Dead Sea. The Dead Sea lies at the lowest point on Earth's surface, more than 1,400 feet below sea level. Its waters are nearly 10 times saltier than the ocean, preventing most life from surviving. This extreme salinity developed as water evaporated faster than it could escape the basin. Thick mineral deposits line the shoreline like crystallized snow. The sea feels less like water and more like a chemical anomaly. Humans have used the Dead Sea's minerals for over 2,000 years, including in ancient Egyptian embalming. The water's density allows people to float effortlessly on the surface. In recent decades, the sea has been shrinking rapidly due to water diversion. Sinkholes now appear along its shores as underground salt dissolves. The Dead Sea stands as both a natural wonder and a warning. Iguazu Falls. Iguazu Falls roars along the border of Argentina and Brazil as a massive system of waterfalls. More than 270 individual cascades stretch across nearly 2 miles. The falls were formed around 200,000 years ago by volcanic activity and river erosion. Water plunges into a horseshoe-shaped abyss known as the Devil's Throat. The sound alone overwhelms the senses. Indigenous peoples revered the falls long before European arrival in 1541. Surrounding rainforest amplifies the drama with dense vegetation and mist. In 1984, the area became a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Rainfall dramatically changes the power and width of the cascades. Iguazu feels like nature unleashed at full force. Mount Roraima. Mount Roraima rises abruptly from the jungle as a massive, flat-topped plateau. It is part of the ancient Guiana Shield, formed over 2 billion years ago. Sheer cliffs isolate the summit from the surrounding rainforest. Clouds often cloak the top, hiding strange rock formations and rare species. The mountain feels detached from the world below. The summit hosts ecosystems found nowhere else on Earth. Indigenous communities consider the mountain sacred and central to their creation stories. European explorers first reached the plateau in 1884. Constant rainfall creates pools and streams across the rocky surface. Mount Roraima appears less like a mountain and more like a lost world. Uluru. Uluru rises from Australia's Red Centre as a single, massive sandstone monolith. It stands 1,142 feet high and stretches nearly 6 miles around its base. The formation began taking shape over 500 million years ago as sediment accumulated and hardened. Erosion slowly exposed the rock we see today. Its color shifts dramatically with changing light. For the Anangu people, Uluru has been sacred for tens of thousands of years. Every cave and groove holds cultural and spiritual meaning. In 1987, Uluru was designated a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Climbing the rock was permanently banned in 2019 out of respect for indigenous beliefs. Uluru endures as a symbol of deep time and living culture.